Today's one of those nervous days for me. Like a lot of times you see us out getting cars, but unfortunately we are here because Alicia and Matt flew all the way in from Pennsylvania because on Wednesday,
yes,
Abigail, who's lived in here in Springfield for the past 2 years,
yes,
was actually swimming in the river on Wednesday, and from there, please tell us the story as to what happened.
From our understanding, Abigail went for a swim and she had two friends on shore who had their back turned to her, and a bystander noticed that she went underwater and never resurfaced. So the bystander is the one that called 911, and nobody has seen her since. So she went underwater just right in the outcrop over here. Local authorities, search and rescue, has been searching for the past 4 days, and we've had no news at all.
So with that, you know, we're going to do everything we can to search this area. In fact, we'll throw the drone in the air, showing you some spots right now, kind of talking about the location. You said it was up by the tree, where the current is stopping right there, where the rapids are stopping. And so that was the last. How far out from the bank?
We don't have that information.
Okay.
We don't, you know, I'm assuming from there, it's up to about your knees and then it drops really deep.
Okay.
So, and she was a tad bit taller than me, so.
Okay. So with that, you know, the thing is with a couple of things. One is when bodies go underwater, you know, you go down 10, 15 feet and things start to collapse. And so the thing that I'm really hoping for this area, that it gets deep right there, is that she's in that area, that she's not left the area, and that she never came over where the rapids are, you know, thin again. Because I mean, everybody had eyes on it, right? From the
once she went underwater, no one saw her again. So
yeah, she never came up again.
Yeah. So we have that. That's the good news, is that we have shallows in this river. That with any luck, she's going to be in that area still. We have a new 360 sonar. Thank you to you fans, as well as, you know, and that's the other thing I want to touch on real quick as well. You know, is you as the family letting us record and document what's going on here today, because it's the viewers, you know, that have reached out to us. It was a friend of your family.
Yes, it's Abigail's best friend.
Yeah, that actually reached out to us because they've seen us online. They see what we do.
Yes, absolutely.
And so by allowing us to spread the message of what we're doing, yes, 100% transparency. We make money on these videos because YouTube and Facebook, you know, we place ads on them. So please watch the ads, because it helps us come out here. It helps with the sponsors that help us out. You know, you're going to see a boat, you're going to see a motor, you're going to see sonar equipment that we have today. That if we were not doing YouTube or Facebook, we would not have any of that, nor the time to be out here today.
Yes, so, and they are bringing you to us.
Yes.
And hopefully giving us a chance to bring her back.
So I thank you, Alicia and Matt and their entire family. Thank you for letting us be out here today.
Thank you.
And this one really hits home for me as well. I have a 20-year-old daughter, I have a 23-year-old daughter, and Abigail is 22.
Yeah.
So we're going to do everything we can for you guys.
Thank you.
With that, we're not going to ramble on. We're going to get in the water and we're going to see what we can do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What you're saying, right where those inner tubers is where they were hanging out at?
Yeah.
So this is the farthest tree right there, where he's in the rapids.
Right there.
Okay.
And I think that's a shaded area there, right, Matt?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We came down through these trees and then walked down those rocks and stood right there.
Well, you guys were out here with her?
No. The police brought us over here.
Just yesterday, this was it.
And showed us that that's where the bystander told them that that's where she was.
Okay. And
that's where her clothes were found.
Okay, so she went out into there and then dropped in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really good news here, okay? In my opinion. And again, I mean, I am so hopeful on this one, because take a look at this. See how the eddy is? Okay, so you have the kayaker there that's messing around in the eddy as he's coming out. And normally, like I said, when somebody goes underwater, they go straight down, you know, with a little bit of current.
Sure.
But if by chance, see that eddy on how it's coming back in? I mean, I am really hopeful that she's just kind of stuck up in there.
Wow.
But if she happened to have kicked out, you know, the next thing that we have is, see how it's shallow over here, but it's deeper over here, so which is right over here on this side of the island. So that's another place to look. But see, then take a look at this. What I really like is see how shallow it gets. I mean, you have a ton of eyes that have been out here, and I think that's shallow enough that you can just walk across. But I don't think she pushed through there. If she did, I think that she would have sucked in somewhere in these areas, and I don't think that she would have made it that far down. So that's kind of my hope for all this today.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you to all the volunteers that reach out across the entire U.S. Mac is one of them that reached. Hey, how long ago did you even reach out? Months ago.
A month ago or two, yeah.
Okay, so Mac reached out and said, hey, if you're ever over in my area, you need help, you need a volunteer, you know, get a hold of me. Well, today, as I'm en route, you know, because I got the phone call this morning from your family, said, hey, you know, I'm like, Mac, can you be there for me? And he's like, I'm there. So if you happen to have any skills, you know, Mac's got some swiftwater rescue training, some people have trucks, winches, drop me an email as well, because you never know if we're gonna be in your neck of the woods. We can definitely use your help, and you know, Abigail's family and other families across the U.S. that we can go help. Really appreciate your guys' generosity to be there for us as well. So Mac, thank you for being here today. He's gonna run camera with me. He's also gonna be on the boat with me. With that, let's go wire in that new sonar, Mac, and get the boat in the water. Any luck, Mac? Something good's gonna happen today. That was crazy, Mac, because there's so many spots along the river. People often ask me, you know, hey, can you find so-and-so? I'm like, what's the current like? What's the depth? What's the visibility? Because, I mean, like you said, you could drop right away. You could be, you know, like you said, down to Salem by now, which is another, what, 100 miles from here as the river flows? So, I've been over that hole a couple of times now. It goes down to 12.5 feet. And, I mean, just look at the way that it's swirling right there, Chris. I mean, you're a kayaker. You've been on the river a long time.
I mean, I swam it too, so like,
yeah,
it's gnarly right there.
So, I mean, talk about this. Every time I even take the boat over it, you have a big, heavy swirl right here. And if she put in right where those two are hanging out, without a life vest, she comes out there, she gets stuck in that swirl, and my sonar is picking up. Every time I go over that hole, there is something that's roughly 4 feet in that hole.
Okay.
That does not appear to, it should not be in that hole. And if you look at the way the river's running, also, if she would have gone down from there, she would have gone to the right of this island. Look at the way the current is going. Based on where she went in.
I've been there all the past 2 mornings too. Like, yeah, like where you're talking about?
Yeah, so strong current, strong eddy. You're not gonna break out of that eddy. See where the people are at on the shore over there? There's no way she would have broken out that far if she was on this side of it.
And some of the things I've heard from local professionals and stuff, like people who've gone through experience with people like drowning in rivers, like the first thing that they say is that the body drops and it goes down.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been told.
I think she's 12 to 14 feet down right there. I'm not making any promises.
Don't need any. We're just grateful.
Chris told you what I found?
There's something.
Yeah, so.
And we're grateful. The other search and rescues are all gone.
See where that strongest whirlpool is at right there? Every time I go over that, I have an anomaly that, and I've hit this at several different angles. So here's what we're looking at. You're looking at something that is roughly 4.5 to 5 feet tall that this is picking up. But remember, I'm also hitting a current every time I'm coming through here. So it's throwing my transom, or my transducer all over the place. But I've done chirp sonar, I've done down imaging, I've done side imaging on it. And every time right at the very bottom of the hole, that makes perfect sense. So you got, and it's worth diving on. So I'm gonna go suit up.
That's amazing.
All right, so we got Jim here with the local sheriff's search and rescue. It's his day off, so he's back out here. And I guess if you don't mind answering for if you don't want to answer, just say I can't answer that one on camera. But a lot of the viewers always ask, how come the sheriffs, and the search and rescue doesn't put forth more of an effort? And it's like us, that do we come out as civilians to do this? Like, yeah. So you're in the know.
They put forth a lot more effort than it seems. We've actually been out here. The divers have been. I've been out here personally 2 different days on boats with the sheriff's office, diving all kinds of holes. And then they've been out here every day on boats, checking everything they can on boats, going up and down, checking the shorelines, you know, checking for snags, checking everything they can see. Most of this, with the clarity of the water, you can see at least 8 to 10 feet deep, which is most of the river. So they're checking every single day, along with the fire department. And we've dove in almost all these deep holes between here and about 4 miles down.
Okay.
So I mean, they're doing quite a bit, but it's also the dive team, for instance, search and rescue is volunteer services, so you got to have a certain amount of people available.
Right. So I mean, to me, you know, you always go back to the beginning. You always start there. You know, and this is day 1 for me, although you're like day 5 or 6 into this now. Yeah. So I mean, you've already been in this hole. I've been in the hole at least 3 times myself, but I've snorkeled it 3 times, and I can snorkel to the bottom, so I've been across the bottom. Okay. But that's snorkeling. You could always miss something snorkeling. Okay. The initial search was done at night because that's when it happened. Okay. And that was with lights. And so I'm hitting the hole at 15 feet here. You've been in the hole at 15 feet? Yes. Okay. Yeah, but like I said, there's current, stuff moves around, so you know it'd be better with 2 people with tanks in the daytime. Right. You know, put a peace of mind out there. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I picked up something on sonar. We were going to run the 360 today, brand new, so we didn't have it dialed in. I got the phone call this morning, so we threw the side scan and the down imaging on. So like I said, there's something that's, you know, roughly 4.5 feet that's sticking up right in the dead center right now. Yeah, and I think there's a big boulder. Okay. Right, pretty close, if I recall. Okay. I think that's what we're gonna find, but I'm more than happy to go back in and check and make sure. Okay.
We are forever grateful. We're so far away from this. It's so removed, and to have people like both of you do this. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's a whole other world, and you love it. You know, you absolutely love being underwater.
People like you have restored my faith in humanity. Like, there's a lot of ugliness out in the world right now, a lot of division, a lot of hate.
One of the other things we say among divers, you know, we buddy dive, but we solo dive. It means that, you know, he's down there, but I am not relying on you to save me, and you're not relying on me to save you. I mean, that's, in theory, that's what you learn when you become a diver, is always buddy dive, stay within a few, you know, close enough you can grab each other's air. Exactly, but be self-reliant. Yeah, so as far as air, if you need it, I mean, I got it here. Okay. I'm running full face, so.
Yeah, and I've got my alternate hooked on right here.
Beautiful.
Radio check, radio check. We got comms, we got radio. Alright, well, wish us luck. Drop into the hole here. Thing is, we have some nice clarity today. Current there, we're going to head back upstream. The water's right in there. Take down. Happens too sometimes is somebody can end up underwater and their foot will get stuck in a rock. Happens. just let my body float. Take me wherever it takes me.
We saw Jared downstream quite a bit.
What's that?
Jared was way down there.
Is he? Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's it like down there?
Well, it spins you around pretty good. It shoots you across the bottom real fast. But once you dive into the current, man, it just takes you like, it's like you're flying.
What are you seeing down there?
Just a lot of big rocks in the beginning, and then it turns to round rocks. About halfway through, just turns these normal river round rocks. I don't see anything that she could get hung up on. So I'm not sure. There's two more big holes down there where that big tree is kind of hanging over. And there is some snags in there. That was my first thought. But I've checked those too, and we didn't see her in there either. So. If he gets caught up in the current, he just kicks over to the side over here. It also gets pretty shallow down there. There's a lot of area to swim over to get out. And he's a really good swimmer, so I know he'll be okay. He just might not be able to make it back up here.
Or do we make it? Alright, so we're down past the boat ramp.
We kept looking up here.
Oh, no, I ended up all the way down past the rope swing, past the boat ramp. So what I did is I kind of pushed farther out where the kind of the max of where she would have been, and I just let the current take me to see where I would end up. And then I ended up in another big 20-foot hole down there, but I searched that one good too. So what I'm going to do now is drop back in here again. I know the Jim scoured it pretty good. There's another section I want to check real quick, and then I want to push right at this island over here. Yeah, pinpoint the area for me as to where they saw her go down. From this side.
From my understanding,
This here. Under the tree?
those specific details I don't know, like where she specifically went in. But this is the current. Apparently sheriffs have those details, but we don't.
Like right where that person's swimming there?
I mean, telling you that yes, specifically there, I wouldn't be like, I don't honestly know that.
I'll tell you what I want to do, Mac. is I want to, because I searched the hole here, but I mean, you've been on the water long enough too, that, what kind of rivers do you guys have back where you're at? Creeks, so nothing like this. So like Mac and I were talking earlier, that with what Chris just told me, if she happened to put in upper above the tree at all, that's shallow enough that if they saw her go under, she could have just caught her leg and it pinned her and she went down. If nobody searched above there, so I'm gonna put in above there then and float it down through there. And then I'll search this hole again and then the right of the island. Thoughts from you, Mac?
What's that?
Thoughts from you?
I think you got the right idea on the lake entrapment.
You know, one of the things, Mac, is you know that boat that we found in the Columbia River? It was kind of the same scenario where it was 25 feet or 50 feet upstream from where they'd been looking. They looked, you know, miles and miles downstream, but they never looked 50 feet up. And you just never know.
Anywhere it could be.
Yeah.
Popped into the hole. Now what happened? Talk to me, honey. Talk to me. The hole. Where do you go from here? Stops going. Where? Where are you gonna go? Rock, over the rock. Where? The deepest part of the hole. Now where, Abigail?
You good? You good? You...
Oh, are you just swirling? If I hang out here? Up.
Talk to the family. How far you make it down?
I went down and checked both the deep holes that were below the boat launch.
The where the rope swing is at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it down there too. Yeah, I was really surprised that under current takes you to the left of the island, not right. I thought it was going to take you right for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's deceiving. There's actually another one up here that looks like it's going to take you to the left, and then it just throws you to the right.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, this thing just swirls. I mean, I was in there 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure maybe I'm just swirling with her. But I even hung out for a little bit, and then we went above the tree too. to see if, you know, if she did go in at the tree, if she would have caught herself. But you said you were snorkeling up there, right?
Yeah, we actually took and made a neutrally buoyant jug, and I threw it on a buoy. We threw it in right up here, and we followed it all the way down this river, and it went right down the center. And we kept thinking it was going to go into one of these channels, and it didn't. It kept staying right in the dead center, and I mean, it was flying. It got so far, we stopped for a second to look at something. It was gone.
Right.
We couldn't catch up to it.
So at this point, I'm going to force myself. I mean, you've been right at the island.
Yeah, I've actually walked. I've walked every single channel, like that's out here. I've gotten out and walked it with my dive or my snorkeling gear on.
Right.
But I've walked it and checked every single log. Yeah, I mean, spent a lot of time on every one of these channels.
Yeah, and you really have to be careful too, and Jim can attest to this. But I mean, if you're diving this, I mean, you cannot be head first going through some of these faster stuff here.
No. Some of these just all of a ssudden you'll come up upon a big rock.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it feet first, feet up. You know, you got to be careful about it.
Yeah. So, and that's what I experienced with heading down through there to that where the rope swing is at. Just feet first, and then just kind of keep scanning there. I wish I had better news at this point. Like this one was, if I had to put money on it, I mean, I would have been 98% sure on this hole. Yeah. And that's kind of where you guys were at to begin with too, weren't you?
Yeah, we absolutely thought, yeah. It's a good shot because it does have a really nice recirculation right there. So
yeah, but yeah, if not, then I mean we're looking at, you know, 5 miles to 100 miles.
Yeah, it's hard to say because it does get deeper, and 10 miles down the Mackenzie runs into it, which is another big river, and that's where it gets to be a pretty good sized river.
Right. I like to just be very black and white and very transparent. You know, that if she's not snagged somewhere and she's still floating, I mean, you're looking at one, somebody has to be in the right spot at the right time when she does float, but she's only going to be floating for roughly 48 hours when she does float.
Yeah.
And that can happen anytime depending on the water temperature and her size and how much, you know, meat she has on her bones. It could happen anywhere from 2 to 3 days to, you know, 2 to 3 weeks if she does, you know. Skinnier people don't have the problem. So, you know, if you're
tiny, so what does it mean if they're smaller and you don't have much meat?
If they're smaller, they don't have the buoyancy to float when they start off-gassing in the same fashion that larger people do.
She's too thick then.
Yeah. So that's the other reality of this as well.
So she won't float for long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't mean to.
We gotta know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to say the wrong things, but I'd like to just be very transparent, black and white.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do what I can. You know, we still have some daylight left. We still have some air, so let me search this a little bit more. Plug to the red.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. I mean, we hope that we have good answers for you today still.
You know, whatever we have to do, we'll get through it.
All right, that's where I'm at. Give her a hug. All right, see you down in the boat ramp.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm fighting that current underneath just to get over here to the right. I don't see how there's any way she would have made it right to the island there, Mac. So I mean, like Jim was saying, I mean, they ran that neutrally buoyant marker 4.5 miles downstream. It never left the center. So Mac, this is your river, this is your territory. End of day. Final thoughts on this one?
Well, I think our search and rescue teams and you have done a very good job of doing a fairly exhaustive search of the holes and the areas in this river in this immediate vicinity. And while, you know, the possibility does exist that you can be in some of these dark spots in the river, like everybody said, they put a buoy in the middle of the water and it floated all the way downstream. So there's some spots way down there, just as we start getting into town and get under some of our bridges where the water starts to slow down and to eddy out. But more than likely, she's made it a good ways of the way down the river.
And your theory at this point is Salem, which is a good 65, 80 miles river from here.
Somewhere between here and there, but it's this river's moving, and if somebody gets in the water and there's nothing stopping them, they'll keep on going.
Long, exhausting day, for sure. Mentally, physically, mentally. Where's the family? How's mom doing?
She's up and down. She's okay. Sometimes it's harder for her to process things and hear things. But overall, I think she is handling it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
You know, and this whole process helps us to understand how much energy it takes to find somebody.
Yeah, because I mean, we're dealing with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days already. Yeah. This is only one day for us, you know, and like I said, I mean, at this point, we've exhausted the area where I feel like she would have been to where we are most valuable. You know, at this point, like we've acknowledged, you know, and Mac has acknowledged. I mean, we could be looking at 100+ miles now at this point as well.
It's nice to at least feel confident in ruling this out.
100%.
And moving on.
Yeah.
So that's what we have to do.
So, well, I wish I could do more. I wish that I had amazing answers for you today. We're not even going to be showing this unless we actually have a conclusion on this. You know, like we see something on the news, you'll update me. I mean, you guys are going to know, so please text me.
We definitely will.
You know, and for anybody that's watching this video, I want you to understand, search efforts take a lot of work, you know, and you can't win them all, unfortunately, and that's what we've tried to do today. We tried to come in, we tried to win this one for you. Sometimes the viewers get mad at us, like, Jared, why are you even showing this video? You didn't win anything that day. You didn't pull a vehicle, you didn't find the body, but you know, this is the process of what it is that we do, and we're here to help, you know, more people across the U.S. So, you know, if you have any tips, you have any family members, we can't make them to everyone, but we tried. We cleared the area. We gave you guys some type of resolution for this area.
Absolutely.
Like you said, and how we can move on from this area to move on to the next.
Yes,
so.
and it may be up to the river at this point.
Yeah.
So, thank
Matt,
you.
I'm hugging you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome.
So, just keep Abigail in your thoughts.
We will, absolutely.
And thank you to everybody who supports you.
Absolutely. In fact, we might even put this video out, you know, so that way anybody that's here in Central or here in along the Willamette between Springfield and, in fact, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and release this video right now, and the reason for it.
And keep the awareness that Abigail is out there, and if you come to the riverbank just to enjoy the beautiful scenery, keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
She's gonna come.
So everybody between Springfield and Portland, get out to the river this week. Kayaks, paddle boards, whatever you have. Make sure you're wearing your life jacket too.
Please wear a life jacket, please.
Yep, so get out there on the river this week right now. I'm going to do everything I can to get this video up tomorrow for you guys then, so that way we can spread the word.
Thank you.
That's what this has turned into, is spreading the word for Abigail. So in fact, we're going to title this, Bring Abigail Home.
Wonderful.
So,
thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for letting us be a part of it.
Absolutely. All right.
I have no other words. That's it. Thank you for watching everything that we do and the efforts that we put forth. If you've not already done so, be sure to subscribe. If you're in Oregon and you have the opportunity, please get out to the river right now. Help bring Abigail home. Let's all do our part to you know, help bring a resolution for this family. That's it for now. Later. Bye-bye.